Saints, grace of heaven, virtues of masters, grand predecessors, transmitters, lecturers, and everyone here to give me this chance to learn to speak on today's topic, the Tao Enlightenment of life.
You want him to do it, or you want to
do it? So we're gonna kind of go through with all these topics and who am I before I was born and who am I after birth? All forms or illusions. Now finds 4 lessons. And what's the true meaning of life? Fulfill our vows. So have anybody thought about who am I before birth and who am I after birth? I think when I was little, I kind of wondered about that. Yeah, because people were talking about reincarnations, and I say, if there's a reincarnation, then who am I before birth? You know, and where do we come from before birth, and where are we going? So yeah, but now after that we see the Tao, we realize that there is true self. Our Buddha nature comes from heaven, right? And this body is the temporary self. It's the false self. It doesn't really last, so we shouldn't get too attached to this body. That our true self, which is called our Buddha natures, and because it's never created or destroyed, and because it's fullness, so it's never been created or destroyed, and therefore it's eternal. So our Buddha nature comes from God, the Tao. Therefore, we are all children of God. Yeah, and wheel of life. Before, I guess, if we do not, we see the Tao. Where we came from is from all these realms: celestial heaven, asura, animals, hell, hungry ghosts, and humans. So for like about 60,000 of years, we've been in this cycle of life, in this 6 path of reincarnations. The celestial realms is the beings who have done good deeds in their past life, but their first treasure did not open at death, so they will have to go to these realms. Because in this realm is so blissful, they tend to lack to cultivate to attain Tao. So once they use up all their karmic rewards, and they will have to come down and reincarnate again. And in some case, they might fall to the lower realms, such as animal, health, or hungry ghosts. And then there is the Asura realms. Asura realms actually, according to lecturer Neil, Asura is in every realm, such as celestial heavens, animal, underworld, hungry ghosts, and humans. The beings in Asura realms, when they were human, they cultivated. However, they did not dissolve their egoism, jealousy, envy, insecurity, and their temperaments. So they have a good intention to cultivate. However, they still have that temperament in them. And then there is a human realms. Human realms is based on passion, desire, doubt, pride. And beings we born as humans has the most advantage compared to other sensorial realms. As a humans, we are closest to attain enlightenment in this lifetime or future lives. As a humans, we have a lot of potentials. However, we usually waste our human lifetimes in materialistic pursuits, resulting in accumulation of bad karma. Thus, in most cases, one will be reborn to a lower realms, such animal, hell, hungry ghosts, after their human life has ended. This is why in the Diamond Sutra, the Buddha says, once we lost this human body, it's hard to return as a human for many kalpas. For instance, in the animal realms, we will become more ignorant, and it will be difficult to accumulate enough merits to be reborn as a human again. And then there is animal realms. Animal realm is based on strong mental states of stupidities and prejudice in their previous life. The beings in these realms are very ignorant. And then there's a hungry ghost realm, which also called Preta. Preta, right? It's based on the strong possessiveness and desires in their previous life. The sentient beings in these realms are known as hungry ghosts because they are always hungry and thirsty. Everything they eat will turn into ashes. They can never fill their stomach. Hell realms is those who harbor strong hatreds in their previous lives. So these, I guess if we all been into these realms in the 60,000 years of reincarnation. Okay, page down. So, according to Ralph Waldo Emerson, it said, Waldo, it is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from the sight and afterward return again. So to me, reincarnation is like going into the closet and change a new outfit, except you don't have a choice of choosing which outfit to put on. Okay. So now that we have received that, we realize that all forms are an illusion. Life is like a dream. So life is like a dream. I'm sure everyone who have dreamed one time or another. And in our dream, it felt so real. Yet when we wake up from the dream, we cannot attain anything from the dream. Same thing with the life. When we enter the world, we with empty-handed, and we will exit with empty-handed. Okay. Not one thing we attain in life can bring with us, except our karma debts and merits. Okay. So we are here is like playing a character in a movie. It could be a father, a mother, a daughter, a son, a boss, an actor, etc. But when our role is up, we return to our original self. So, compared to all the saints and Buddhas in heavens, our time on earth is as short as a snap of a finger. Okay, because I guess one day in heaven is like 1,000 years on earth.
No, it's not that extreme.
Depends on the level of the.
Celestial heaven is different.
Yeah, depends on that level.
Celestial heaven.
Yeah, someone is like 400 something.
Yeah, some 400.
So if we go up to the heaven one day and then come back down, and all our relatives and friends will be gone. So, and I heard this. A lecturer said that like if we observe the ants will just crawl around and get the foods, and every day that's what they do, and then when they die, they don't know that they have a Buddha nature. They're supposed to return to the absolute heaven. So they were so attached to being an ant. When they died, all they know is that they're going to come back as an ant and continue working, getting the foods. So Buddhas kind of look at humans all like that too, in the same way. Okay. And then in the Diamond Sutra, it says, all phenomena are like bubbles in a dream, an illusion, a bubble and a shadow, like a dews and flash of lightnings. Thus, we should meditate upon them.
The bubbles are moving.
Okay. So, just see that our life is very short, and like a flash of lightning. If we do not so we should, knowing that life is very short, then we cannot hold on to anything in this lifetime, any tangible thing or things or social status, our wealth. So we should calm our heart and minds and see everything with our Buddha nature, without duality.
Not just see, it's also to do. See and do, that's the natural part. Okay? 急跟躁, right? 急躁, it has to be both.
急躁同时.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And then 4 seasons. So,
Oh, how nice.
Oh, that's pretty.
Fancy.
Heaven showed us the 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter, to teach us the impermanence of life. Although we may stand in the same place, and yet everything around us are constantly moving. Not 2 consecutive moments remain the same. Okay. So, according to the three Dharma seals, that life is anicca, anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Okay, it's anicca because life is anicca because life is impermanent. Okay. Because we only live up to 100 years, and then we have to give back this body to the heaven and earth, right? So that's why life is impermanent. And so nothing remains the same for 2 consecutive moments. And life is suffering, incomplete, and unsatisfying. Life is suffering because we all have to undergo birth, aging, sickness, and death. So that is endless suffering if we continue to reincarnate in this sixth path of reincarnation. And life is suffering is when it's caused by our ignorance, desires, and attachments. So when we do not get what we desire for, we tend to raise a jealousy heart, angry, etc. And then there is no permanent physical form of self, of this body, because it's the longest time we attain it is about 100 years.
What Nata means is that he's saying that, Buddha is saying that all forms, all objects don't have essence. There's no Buddha nature, right? But we have a Buddha nature. But our body is not, if we without the Buddha nature, it's just a corpse, right? So that's why there's no permanent I. You get it? No permanent I.
No permanent I that resides in a form.
Right. That's in a form, right? There is a permanent I, but that's indescribable. That's we say Buddha nature. That's Buddha nature. But actually, there's no even the Buddha nature. But we say I from our sense, but from Buddha nature perspective, or from the absolute perspective, it's all oneness. Okay, it's that oneness.
So it's one.
Yeah, it's oneness. 无常，无常属无我，这是三法印。It's in that Buddha nature list. We have Buddha nature glossary. 三法印，叫三法印。印
So-
印 anicca means impermanent. Nothing's permanent. Anicca. It's such a
So knowing life is impermanent, then we should make the best of this moment. Okay, we should not dwell in the past, present, and futures, because past is we cannot change. It's just the memories arising now, and present is gone already, and future we cannot predict. So we should live in this moment and enjoy this moment.
So that's the three minds, right? The sanshi, that's the three minds.
And we should not get attached to all forms, because these forms only bind us in this sixth path of reincarnations. And then because life is impermanent, we can change our futures for the better by doing what's our best at this moment. Right? So that's why our fate is not fixed. As a cultivators, our fate is definitely not fixed, because therefore our fate is not written on our face. And going to the fortune teller probably is not. It's gonna be accurate. It's not gonna be accurate. Okay. And then in this, the 了凡四训, right? We're talking about this guy. He when he was teenager, he met this fortune teller, and who had predicted his future, saying that he will die at age 53, and he will only obtain like lower position in the government, and he will have no kids. And for over 20 years, that every prediction that fortune teller told him came true, right? But until one day he met this Dharma master, and he meditate with the Dharma master for 3 days, and later at first the Dharma master thought he was a well-cultivated person, and later find out that because his future he already knew his future, and then he didn't raise much desires while sitting there with this Dharma master. So, but later the Dharma master told him that he can change his fate by change his heart and mind. So destiny is is determined by our heart and actions. And that he asked him, like, this guy, like, do you deserve all these things that you asked for in your life, such as higher government positions, a son, and all that? And then he kind of self-reflect, and then he realized that he didn't deserve all that stuff, because he was arrogant. He was always looking down on his friends and his peers. So he did some self-reflection, and he realized that he didn't deserve all that stuff. So it says we plant the seeds in our past lives and has the sprout in this life. So a lot of things that we did, we also plant the seed in our past life, which that caused that stuff that we have in this life, right? And but we can also change it by performing more merits and good deeds. And he also did a lot of repents to heavens, and then in the end he performed a lot of good deeds by buying the fish and then letting it go, and live fish and letting it go. And he also there's one time when there was a drought, I think, and there was the farmers did not get a lot of harvest, and the farmer's supposed to pay for the tax, but they didn't have harvest to pay for it. So he deduct the tax and then save a lot of people. So while he was still worried that he didn't perform enough good deeds, one night he dreamed this celestial beings or some I don't know what is. A Buddha told him that he already performed like 10,000 good deeds by performing that good act. Yeah. So he, in the end, 1 year after he talked to the Dharma master and that he started change his heart and mind and performing good deeds, his fate started changing. What the fortune teller predicted did not start not coming true, and he ends up living at age over 70, and he has a son named bestowed by heaven, 天赐. Yeah.
Bestowed.
Okay.
Or given by
Yeah.
So, what is the meaning of life? Okay. So before we receive Tao, we tend to see that the life is equal to social status, power, wealth, material things, and fame. Yeah. But after we receive Tao, that we know that we cannot, be too attached to these things. Okay. It doesn't last, and it's only gonna cause us more karmic debts, create more karmic debts, right? So, what is the true meaning of life? Our time on earth is to get rid of our bad habits and temperaments. So, if we don't correct those bad habits and temperaments, we tend to keep on coming back, and then until we change our bad habits. To amend our faults that we have accumulated from our past and present and past lives. Therefore, we need to learn to get along with our families and friends, because our families and friends are our past affinities that which we meet together in this lifetime. It's something that we need to, it's like an unfinished business that we need to correct in this life. That's why we're together in this lifetime. So who we met in this life is due to our past life's karmic affinity, right? And we are here to fulfill our vows because our Buddha nature comes from heaven. Therefore, we need to fulfill our vows by realize our true self and letting go of all attachments, physically and mentally, which are 3 minds and 4 forms. 3 minds are past, present, and future. 4 forms are ego, personality, beings, and life, right? And 3 poisons, which anger, greed, anger, and ignorance, vexations, delusional thoughts, and material goods. And we should learn to calm our heart and minds, let go of all affinities, do not let one thought arise. Okay, so we should not, even though we're not doing the meditation, that letting go of all thoughts and minds, when we look at things, we should not have a dualistic heart and mind. Just see everything as is. Okay. So when we calm our heart and minds, we tend to see everything, the beauty in it, of the nature. And then if we, when we calm our heart and minds and accept everything as is, then when we calm our heart and mind, we see everything as is, then we see the beauty of every season. some people will hate the winters or summers, but if we use our Buddha nature without duality, dualistic heart and minds, then we can see that every season has its beauty. I tend to take walks almost every day, and if I calm my heart and mind, and I can see all the surroundings is more peaceful and so beautiful. Even though the tree has no leaf, but it's still very pretty. Yeah. So, wait, what happened? Go back.
You move it too fast.
Okay, and fulfilling our vows, we should manifest our inner virtues, which are 5 constants and 8 virtues. 5 constants are benevolence, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and sincerity. 8 virtues are filial piety, brotherhood, loyalty, trustworthy, proprieties, righteousness, integrities, and sense of shamefulness. We should use our conscience and conscious that everything we do, we should use our conscience, because we should not, when we are with our peers, and we tend to fall into the norm of the society and not know what's the right thing to do. So therefore, when we're with our peers, we should use our conscience, right? Wisdom, the innate wisdoms. Just because everybody's drinking in the college, that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Okay. And help others realize their true self by bringing friends and family to receive the blessing of Tao, guide and motivate them in the path of cultivations. Saint Buddha says that if we are unable to return home, our absolute heaven, if we do not fulfill our vows. So we are here to realize our true self, and knowing that everything is created by our true nature, our Buddha nature, the Tao, the void. And in the end, we all have to return to that void. All phenomena will return back to the void. So after we see the Tao, knowing that we need to transcend that 6th path of reincarnation by letting go of all affinities and don't let a thought arise, and do our best, accumulate our good deeds and merits, so we can transcend this 6th path of reincarnation and return to the void.
Golden circle.
Okay.
Oh.
I saw this video on the YouTube, and I thought it's kind of it's called a frog in the well, on the bottom of the well, and it's basically it's kind of like example how ignorant of a human can be. So you guys want to see it?
Yes.
How long? A minute?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Oh wait.
You have something after this?
No, that's it.
Oh, that's it.
Well, how do you go back?
There goes 5 minutes. There we
Okay.
go.
Just press enter.
Enlarge it first.
Slideshow.
Yeah. 5-minute video.
there for a long time.
So its view of the world is just that, right?
His life is in the well.
Yeah, it doesn't see much else.
Yeah.
That's all it knows.
He lived by himself. He looked like that. He changed color?
No, this came from another frog
Oh, this
from the
is
sea,
another frog.
and he fell into the well.
Oh.
Earlier living in the sea falls into the well.
No, you just start.
Yeah, we haven't been
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
And from where are you coming to my place?
I'm coming from the sea.
See? What's that? I have not heard of anything like that.
yeah, I guess you could just
Mọi người không có tao.
You are telling me that the sea is very big. How big is the sea?
I'm afraid to touch.
The well frog becomes irritated by the reply of the sea frog. It wants to show the sea frog the vastness of the well by leaping from one end of the well to the other.
My friend the sea frog. Now you have seen me
Can't hear.
from one end to the other. Do you think your sea is bigger than my well?
How can you compare sea with your well?
No, no, no. There can never be anything bigger than my well. You are a liar. You get out of my well at the first opportunity.
The moral of the story is there are many narrow-minded people amongst us who, sitting in their secluded place, covered with four walls, refuse to believe that there is a wider world outside.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
gotta broaden
Good job.
not English.
Yeah. So, anybody know what is the story is about?
That we cannot be narrow-minded. We have to be very broad-minded in everything.
mindset is very important. Get out of the box.
Yeah.
So it's like the frog in the well, the world is an immense space. So if we are narrow-minded, we are able to see the immensity of this universe. So
Yeah, it means they're too attached to their view, so that limited view, and so you can see that in everything, whether it's religion or or political views, any kind of view can be very narrow, and they just attach stubborn, right? So they believe this is it. They don't accept anything else. So that's not. We have to kind of be able to accept there are other views, and then they choose to agree to disagree, but at least we have to not be so stuck on our view, right? Because it may not be the truth, right? Especially when we're talking about the truth, like the true Dharma, then we really do need to broaden our view and, listen, at least hear what the other teachings are and to see if what's true or not.
Okay. So this is the end of my presentation. If I have said anything wrong, I ask Saints and Buddhas for forgiveness and everybody's correction. Thank you.